It's Iowa's Barry Davis making his last appearance at home in a dual meet after an illustrious career which has brought him already 2 national championships, and last year when he took a season out, an Olympic silver medal. His opponent is number 5 ranked John Thorn, senior of Algona, and Davis beat Thorn badly the first time, 21-9.
It was almost like he did a takedown demonstration on John Thorn, and I'm sure that John Thorn's going to try to prevent that by just getting an early start in this meet.
John Thorn in red, the Iowa State colors on the right. Barry Davis in black. Interesting part of this is that Barry Davis is wearing the red shoes.
Well, Davis hasn't started because what he wants to do is get close enough to touch his man, and Thorn stayed out away from him. So he's wrestling to the outside, making Davis kind of close down on him and chase him, and then he pulls back out. Now here's Davis in on the leg. The Whizzer is preventing it right now, but he's coming across. So he's controlling those hips. There's still no takedown, so he can still lock his hands. Now he gets the takedown.
And he's in. Davis 2 and Thorn nothing. I remember hearing there's a let-up by Davis, makes it 2-1. He wants to do takedowns again. I remember years and years ago saying, you don't step across a Whizzer. Dan Gable steps across a Whizzer, but nobody else does. And here is Barry Davis doing it too.
Well, he had the hips under control so much that Thorn couldn't use them against him.
Out of bounds.
Now the difference in this match is that people watch it. There's the young man that beat him for the Olympic medal.
Japanese wrestler now at Iowa for a year, working out with the Iowa team.
I was going to mention what Davis does so well that you didn't see in the first match, and you'll see one of the reasons why he scores so much on his feet, is that he controls tie-ups. As you watch, as soon as there's a contact, he controls that position and maneuvers his man so that he's in position to score takedown. It sounds easy,
yeah.
Doug, but when you watch it, and here's a clear demonstration between 118 and this one, when Davis gets in now, right here, he's got control of the tie-up. So he starts to control the head, move it down, move it to the side. You know, a little fake with his body. You know, he counters well, but he's always after controlling the tie-up.
Spin around, and it's a takedown. 4-1.
So when he puts his hands on his opponent, there's a reason. He has his hands on him, and there's a reason he's using his hands every time.
4-2.
Red, you're working the edge. Red, you're working the edge.
A warning against Thorn.
See how he just pops the head down, swings his body out away so the legs aren't there, scores the takedown.
A warning against Thorn, he said, Mike Exline said, for working the edge. It's 4-2, a 2-point lead for Davis. 2 takedowns to 2 escapes.
Davis does such a good job of that. Now there's a deep penetration. Oh, and up through his feet. Clear, definite penetration and lift.
6-2. No back points because he rolled right on through. Davis is letting Thorn up again. Feels utterly confident on his feet against everybody.
That's true. Against anybody and everybody. And one of the things he does so well, as I indicated earlier, is when he gets there, see how he just popped him down, out of position. He's always working your arms, your head. You know, and he comes in, he comes right on through. He penetrates deep, stays in, always trying to control a tie-up, in for another takedown.
8-3. Thorn's Whizzer works against everybody else.
Davis pulls the hips in so close that the Whizzer isn't effective because he gets the hips under control.
And it's 8-3 at the end of the first period at Iowa City. You're watching John Thorn, ranked 4th. Boy, I tell you, it's a tough weight class when you got Barry Davis in it. And John Thorn has finished the Big 8.
Stay set.
Highly ranked wrestler in the Big 8 at 2 other weights, 118 and 134. He placed in the Nationals at 118.
He's very good in this position. This is John Thorn's best spot. Is on top. He likes to ride hard. He's very good at controlling the hips with that arm around the waist, and then tries to take the arms away once he controls the hips. But that's really strong suit for John Thorn, is to control the. And there Davis just got up to his feet right when Thorn made that mistake. Dropped his hips on Thorn's throw, took him down.
11-3, and 2 back points makes it 13-3 in favor of The little three-time high school champion, two-time national champion.
Now Thorn tries to throw, and Davis just dropped his hips. Right when Thorn tried to throw, Davis dropped his hips, and that's why that throw didn't work. And he got the takedown and near fall out of that.
A minute 26 to go in the second period. Barry Davis came away from that center mat there with a big smile on his face. He wants to look good in his last time out, his senior year at Iowa.
He just looks like he has a lot of fun. I'm sure he does, but he looks like it too.
Well, when you're better than everybody else, it's surprising how much more fun it can be sometimes. 13-4. John Thorn of Iowa State also has had an illustrious career, senior from Algona.
He hits that little side single, but didn't get in deep enough or get around the corner with it. See how Davis just works on the head, keeps his opponent off balance. Always trying to control the tie-up. Here he's going to just try to pull the arm off, and then once he gets it off, you'll see him start to go right back into controlling a tie-up. Always pressure in.
He called Barry that time because he wouldn't let him back in.
That's the rule. When you're on the inside, you have to circle to let your man in, not just push him on out.
13-4 is the score. With 28 seconds to go, here comes Davis around again. Boy, controlling ahead, but Thorn is staying with him this time, trailing by 9.
He does such a good job of that. Once you get down out of position, he's always working your head against you. So always cupping the head down. When your head goes down, then your instinct is to pick it back up, and that's when Davis comes on you. Sometimes he doesn't pop the head, he'll just pop on your shoulders, cuff on your arms.
That's the time remaining in the second period. 13-4. And in that period, Davis had a takedown and a near fall. Each man had an escape, so it was a 5-1 period for Davis. And Thorn is asking for time, complaining of his back. Back or knee?
I think it's that knee. He made it come down on the knee real hard. Davis was popping him down, and when he cuffs that head or cuffs those shoulders real hard, sometimes the weight when he pulls you down, instead of landing on your nose because your arms are tied up, you'll drop to your knees. And even though you have knee pads and these mats have a lot of shock absorbing qualities, sometimes you will get a bruise.
We told you earlier about where to ride. We'd like to know what you think of the college wrestling series, our 9th consecutive series. And if you'll take time to let us know your thoughts about the coverage, we'd appreciate it. Our address is College Wrestling, Iowa Public Television, Post Office Box 1758, Des Moines, Iowa 50306. That's Box 1758, Des Moines 50306, 50306.
Ready?
Both wrestlers are ready to go again. You're watching live the Hawks and the Cyclones from Carver Hawkeye Arena. Referee Mike Exline brings them back out to the center. It's Barry Davis, 126 for Iowa. John Thorn, 126 for Iowa State. Davis leads 13-4 after 2 periods. Egeland and Kelly went to a draw at 118, 6-6, which in some respects was a moral victory for Iowa. Definitely.
That's right. And they really don't need to fire Davis up. You know, usually he has all the fire he needs. See how when he hits in that penetrating shot, he's already in and up to his feet and back all the way to the edge of the mat. He still stays in position.
Barry Davis went to Prairie High School. He's from Cedar Rapids area. These are both Iowa wrestlers. Now in on the high crotch goes Davis.
We got good penetration, but Thorn kind of saw him coming, so he countered it by just sliding out to the outside. Now, what Davis is trying to do now is just maintain this position so he doesn't lose the takedown. Until he can control the hips, he needs to stay right here.
A takedown is called. Eichsland gives Thorn the takedown, 13-6.
Now Davis will just try to build back to his feet. This is the position that Thorn likes so well, but Davis doesn't let him have the arms, and that's why he can't just knock him down.
And it's now 14-7. 14-7. Because Thorn had an escape at the beginning of the period. It's 2-2 Iowa State and Iowa in the meet. And again, Thorn is having problems with his knee.
Well, they have 2 minutes of injury time. And when that 2 minutes is out, perhaps you saw one of the other meets when somebody used up their injury time.
Yes.
And when they started to wrestle again and then took a timeout for an injury, that immediately meant that the match was over, because you only have those 2 minutes. You can't exceed that amount of time.
14-7 after that escape by Davis. He leads by 7. He had an 8-3 lead in the first period on 4 takedowns. Had a takedown and a near fall in the second period, and Thorn got a takedown here in the third, and he's in on the leg again just momentarily. That's all.
But Davis does such a good job of countering any kind of offense that comes into him, because he drops his hip. You see, when he made his shot, he came right back up to his feet to maintain position. See how he just drops his hip to counter for the 2-point takedown. Immediately releases him. There's that little snap.
And a point for going out of bounds.
That time he called Thorn from Iowa State for intentionally going out. Not Davis, the 2-point takedown, just intentionally going out to avoid getting taken down.
There was an escape in there for Thorn, and then the point for penalty. And again, Nick doesn't want to talk to the referee. He's going to go talk to Dan.
He's got the hips in tight now. What he wants to do now is throw to go off the mat.
17-8. 9-point lead for that man, Davis. With 1 second to go, it's over. No riding time. No riding time. It is a major decision, however, for Barry Davis, who is waving goodbye to the Iowa State fans. And over he goes. That's Kathy Gable handing Barry a